Wow, it feels like ages ago that I reacted to this show. I think that's been like 9 months since I reacted to the previous episode. But yeah, today I'll be watching episode 12 of Carole and Tuesday. Since it has been such a long time, I actually rewatched the first 11 episodes recently. It's now available on Netflix. That's also why I rewatched it. And yeah, we left off at quite an interesting, exciting moment. We're still in the middle of that singing contest, but right now it wasn't going really well between Carole and Tuesday. And right at this moment, Tuesday got kidnapped by, I think, some people who were hired by her mother. And Carole tried to go after her, but she couldn't in the end. So that's where we left off in the previous episode, and I am actually really curious to see how this is gonna continue. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's go. Alright, I'm ready, so I'm gonna start the episode in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, a short recap of how we left off in the previous episode. The gift that Carole couldn't give. Yeah, they didn't know anything about that. We've only just begun. Oh, oh. All right, it was her birthday. Oh. Mm. Oh, this background music. So nice. Oh, now Carol doing the laundry by herself. I still remember that one scene where she was making music with Tuesday, and that random guy who was sitting in between them was joining as well. Those are just goals, like laundry goals. Oh. That's one big hamburger. Mm. If that's how you truly feel, you should do that. Yeah. She has a nice brother though. Hmm. Yeah, he's a good brother. I like him, even though I totally forgot his name. Oh, he's such a good brother. Oh, Spencer. Okay. A girl. Of course they. Of course he gets involved. Mm, that's really interesting. Hmm. I'm starting to like Angela. Like, I didn't really have a good impression of her in the beginning, but I'm starting to like her more and more. Of course it's you! Great distraction. Thank you, Spencer. He's such a good brother. Did she even see Roddy? Oh, I don't know who that old man is, but he's awesome. Look at that car. He's probably a fan. Oh no, those two got caught. Okay, good. Now they have like the time just for themselves. Yeah, this is what I like about Angela. She still wants to fight fair and square. Oh, that's so cute. Will they get there on time? Oh yeah, Mars Brightest. That's the name of the show. I totally forgot. The final. Ooh. Oh, we're skipping the introduction of the judges and stuff. Oh my god, this song is so good! And I want to talk, but I also have to stay quiet in order to hear the song. Those two are watching from jail. Yeah. I think. Oh. Yeah, that song was so good. I think this is my favorite song out of the three songs we've heard from Angela. I agree. I think this one was the most moving. Artigan. Yeah, exactly. They just want to sing together. That's all that matters to them. Exactly. But this means that they are disqualified, right? Oh, yes! This is the first time we actually hearing this song full, right? The full version of this song. Right now, I'm really focusing on the lyrics. That's why I'm not talking much. Yes! Ugh. Oh, it felt so nice. And we have to keep in mind, like, they're only using the keyboard. Oh my gosh, even Artagon is crying. No, but I wanted to say, like, we have to keep in mind, they're just using a guitar and a keyboard. So, like, the amount of sounds they can produce is really limited. So that's why it's really hard to compare them with the song Angela was singing, for example. Mm, of course, of course. Oh my gosh! Oh, okay. Okay. This is a result I'm really happy with. Yeah. Yeah, this is the best result they could come up with, I think. Even I didn't expect both of them to debut. Oh, okay, so that's how we're gonna end the first core. Because now we're halfway through the show. To be continued. Okay, so we didn't even have an opening or an ending this episode, which I'm a really bit sad about because I really liked the opening especially, and I thought this time would be the last time I would hear it, but no, apparently not. But we'll get a new opening and ending in the next episode, I think, so I'm really excited about that. I don't think I've ever heard it, so that will be a complete surprise for me. In any case, we finished the first half of this show. We finished the whole Mars Brightest, we had the finale, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. At first, both Carole and Tuesday had their time on their own. They really had time to reflect on everything, right? Everything really went full speed for them. So just having that time for themselves, just to think everything through, just to really think about what is the most important to them, I think that was something they both needed. So like Tuesday being kidnapped or just being brought back home, I think was a good thing in that aspect. Of course, I think the method or the way they did it was really rough. They could have also just brought her home in a less violent way. But then Tuesday got back home. I don't like her mother at all. She doesn't even consider a little bit the feelings of her own daughter. She really only thinks about her own position, own image, and Tuesday just a tool for that. She thinks of Tuesday as a failure. That's also why Tuesday sees herself as a failure. But yeah, then she got that nice talk with Spencer, the best brother of the show. You know, I just really liked that conversation. Spencer really encouraged her to follow her dreams and not give up. And in the meantime, Gus also talked to Carole about his own story. And I really liked their conversation. I think a lot of people can relate to that. We've all had this one person with which we had something we wanted to say but couldn't just because we're too scared, you know. And it can be someone who we want to apologize to, or it can be someone who we feel grateful. But sometimes when you're kind of losing contact, you really start to think too much about the other person's feelings. You know, we try to be considerate and think like, oh, but the other person might feel this way or feel that way. But in the end, it really matters about how you feel yourself. I can relate myself as well. When I was little, especially during middle school, I felt really insecure about myself, and I was a really shy girl, so I was quite led around by other girls from the group. So I was spending time with girls who I at first considered my friends, but then I don't know, like it was really hard for me to step up for myself. And in the end, they started to use me for a lot of wrong reasons as well. For example, like whenever we had to do group works, they let me do all the hard work, and it was for me hard to step up for myself and say like, no, I'm not gonna do everything. Like, it's a group work, so we have to do it all together. But just because I didn't want to lose the position as a friend or like friend, I didn't say anything. But then one of the girls who I was closest with, she once said to me, come on, like, step up for yourself once. And I don't know why, but that really hit me hard and made me think of how I view myself. And I think those words really changed me into what I am right now. You know, right now I can say that I feel a lot more confident about myself and am less afraid to speak up for myself. And I think those words I heard at that time really played a big role in that. Now I haven't seen that girl in years because right after that I had to switch schools. But all this time I felt like I wanted to say thank you to her just for saying those words to me at that time. And she might have forgotten all about it, but I don't know. I think somewhere deep inside I kind of felt scared to say thank you to her. And sometimes you don't even know what you're afraid of. Like, sometimes if you haven't seen each other for a long time, it might feel weird to get into touch again. But then you might be overthinking things, and so you really should go after your own feelings. And I still haven't said my thanks to that girl, so it's also something I'm telling myself. But this is just an example, right? We all have this thing we want to say to someone, but we're getting too caught up in trying to guess what the other person is thinking or feeling that we eventually forget about our own feelings of what we want to express. And that's eventually what matters the most. So that's, that conversation between Gus and Carole, I think that had a really big importance to this whole show in general, but also I think that a lot of people can relate to that. So I really like that about this episode. And then we had the finale of Mars Brightest. And I like both songs. I personally liked Angela's song more. But like I just said, it's hard to compare those two songs. But I agree that Angela was supposed to win in the end. Like Carole and Tuesday were disqualified because those were the rules. They showed up too late, but they were still given the opportunity to perform. And just based on the performance, I already thought that Angela's performance was better. So when the judges were talking about making an exceptions, I was like, no way, they're not gonna let Carole and Tuesday win, right? Because that was what I was a little bit afraid of. It would be a bit too unfair to let Carole and Tuesday win at that point in that situation. So I was glad with the conclusion or results they came up with. So Angela still won, but they were both allowed to do their debut. So that's for both really good news. And that's probably what we're gonna continue with in the next half. So Carole and Tuesday are gonna make their debut, and that's what the focus of the next half is probably gonna be about. So yeah, I really cannot wait to see the next half and see how the story is gonna continue from this point onwards. But for now, I really enjoyed the first half. I thought it was a nice finale of the first half. So yeah, I cannot wait to see the next episode. But that was my reaction to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're curious to see my other reaction videos, feel free to check out my channel. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.